What's up, everybody? It's Pluggo on behalf of Love Wrestling, and I am joined today by the one, the only, Rachel Armstrong. First and foremost, Rachel, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I am doing fantastic. I know the fans are excited about this one. I am equally as excited because, like I said on the pre-show, you're a fellow Hoosier. This is a little Indiana flavor. I know I work for a Canadian wrestling promotion, but it's nice to get to showcase some awesome talent from my neck of the woods. So it's very cool to have you today. I know that first and foremost, I appreciate the time. I know that you and I have been kind of dancing around this idea for a little while of doing an interview. And rightfully so, you were quite busy with school and wrestling. So first and foremost, congratulations on the graduation.
Thank you.
I'm going to start there. What was that like for you to have to try to balance both wrestling and college at the same time?
Oh, at first I was very determined because I always knew I wanted to start wrestling when I moved to college. It worked out exactly how I planned it. I did my first semester, just school, got settled in and everything. That was my first time being alone. And I started training my second semester, and once I went, I knew I had to stick with it and do it because it just felt amazing. So I decided to stay in Indianapolis for college, and it was hard at first with traveling and keeping up with the homeworks and the readings, and I was also working at the time. I look back at it a lot, and I wonder how I made it through that. But I'm glad I stuck with it.
I don't know if you're a coffee or an energy drink person, but that's how I would have probably figured it out.
I couldn't tell you how probably bad my habits were in college with coffee and energy drinks and thinking I could just not sleep every day. Oh, it was bad. But
what's the go-to energy drink then when you need it the most?
You guys don't roast me because I know that nobody really likes monsters like that, but a peach monster for me.
There you go. Hey, a monster a day keeps Pluggo awake. I can tell you that right now. First thing in the morning, whatever flavor it may be, I grab and go, and I'm good. I'm off to the races.
Definitely.
But that is fantastic. Now, like you said, you don't know how you made it through. Do you have maybe any tips that somebody that might be watching this is going to get in the wrestling business a little young and start like during their school days? And you're like, here's the thing to focus on the most while you're trying to balance both.
For me, it was really hard to like take care of myself. So like, it's a lot easier when you do take a couple minutes to set aside for yourself to reward yourself, replenish, restart, refocus. That was my problem like at first, but I think what it really comes down to is just staying disciplined and knowing what you want. And I was so like dead set that I could do it that I found a way every single time. Like, I know that sounds so generic, but like literally you can't give up on yourself.
No, that's a great mentality to have. And from somebody in the content space that does content and works a full-time job and has kids, I have 4 kids, so I'm balancing quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
I have learned that, you know what, if you need to take that day, just take the day and relax and recover, because guess what? It'll be there tomorrow. Wrestling will be there tomorrow. Content will be there tomorrow. So that's actually a great message, I think, to put out there for people who are maybe aspiring to do what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good on you there. So how about we'll take it back a little bit now. I know we jumped right into the college, but let's go back to the young Rachel Armstrong. What was your first moment that you're like, wrestling, this is awesome, right? We all have it.
So I remember I was little and I got a tablet and like I only really watched YouTube, like just like tutorials and whatever at first, but for some reason, a wrestling video came across my watch screen.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called right now, but I watched it. I had no idea what it was, but I just loved it, and it was Kelly versus Mickey James.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so that match made me fall in love, and then I realized there was more and more of it out there of all kinds of different things. So I just kept watching throughout the years, and it didn't take me long to really think like, okay, this is cool. And then once I hit like high school, I was like, well, I'm doing all these sports, I'm athletic, and I got like super determined to like find out how to do it, and I decided I had to try it. So once I once I moved to college, because my parents said no. So actually, because I discovered that wrestling school was a thing, and you had to sign
Yeah.
up and go get trained and everything. So I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. So I was 16. On my 16th birthday, I asked my parents to sign me up for wrestling school. That's all
Yeah.
I wanted for my birthday. Obviously, they said no. It just didn't work out for
Oh
anybody.
no.
They said no. They said no. They said no. No matter how hard I tried, no matter how hard I fell in love with it. So I was determined. When I went to college, I had to give it a try because it's up to me,
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
said you
glad I
had your
did
own money.
it.
Your own money. I can do it. I can pay my
Yeah.
own way. That's interesting. Did they laugh at you at first and maybe go like
Well,
wrestling? Because like when I tell people that maybe aren't like, oh yeah, I'm a wrestling podcast, and I go, oh, that fake stuff on TV. Like, did
mhm.
your parents like were they supportive of you watching it growing up, and then they were just like, not absolute, we're not doing this.
It's like a hate or love kind of thing, I think, because I remember like being so nervous to tell my parents that I wanted to be a wrestler when I
Yeah.
like had first like thought of it. Because they didn't like, I don't know. They didn't really like. I mean, my parents watched it. They know everything about it and stuff, but they didn't think that was like the path for me. They thought it was my like going to school, getting a good career, and they thought it was like I was ruining my life or something. But they saw that I wasn't letting it go, and they thought I was just gonna grow out of it at some point. So they let me live with it for a while. And then I think they realized I wasn't gonna let it alone.
Well, how do they think about Rachel Armstrong now? You've done so much in the business. What do the parents think
Oh, they
now?
can't believe it. They
Yeah.
can't believe I'm doing the stuff I'm doing.
I was gonna say you're like told you, mom and dad
No, it's not.
gotcha.
It's not a told you so. They're so happy for me now. They love watching my matches and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. They
that's
love
that
talking about it now. So I love
that.
that.
Well, that's good. You got us two more fans in the wrestling
Yeah.
space. There's nothing wrong with that. That is fantastic. Now you're from Indianapolis, and you went to college in Indy, and you trained down in Indianapolis.
hmm
I was down in Indianapolis for the Royal Rumble. And
Ooh.
one of my favorite things about that weekend was Naptown Pro put on the Combat Classic and showcased a ton of indie events. And I got to go to so much wrestling down there. Speak on the Indianapolis wrestling scene and how I sometimes feel like Indiana as a whole gets kind of slept on in the
Oh,
wrestling scene.
entirely.
And then you go down to Indy and the whole city took over for Royal Rumble weekend and showed out. So speak to the scene and what like draws you to that, and you keep wrestling there. Obviously it's local, so it's easy, but what else is there for you?
No, Indiana wrestling is so dynamic, and I think that's what is so special about it than anywhere else. Is like, there's literally a little bit of everything in Indianapolis. So many newer people coming in. There's the people that have held the fort down for a while, the people that have been holding the fort down for a while, and it's a really good like mix of everybody. You know,
Yeah, who's the one person in the Indianapolis scene right now that you go out of your way to watch?
I'm probably a little biased, but I think everyone needs to pay attention to Dex Royal.
Okay, yeah, I know who Dex Royal is. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good pick. That's a good pick. I like him a lot. He's got a really cool vibe. Who was the one? Who's the inspiration for you during your training? Who was the one that helped you along the most down there in Indianapolis in that scene that helped you get to where you are today?
In the Midwest specifically, I have to give all credit to Billie Starkz.
Hmm.
I met Billie very early on in my career when I was just branching out, just trying to get matches, and she helped me the whole time. And
Yeah,
I'm really glad that I have someone like Billie to look up to in the business.
I was gonna say you and Billie have kind of a similar path to success. She's wrestling while she's in school. I actually interviewed her a couple years back, and she was like, there would be nights that I would have to like go travel to wrestle and then head back to school in the morning with no sleep. So have you guys bonded over that, and do you use her as like a guide, so to speak, and hit her up and say, hey, how would you navigate this as something that has a similar path?
Oh yeah, it's a two-way street. We give each other tips. we're in it together.
You're in it together, but you guys are wrestling each other tomorrow night as this is recorded on. Again, and Zoe Lucas is in the mix too. Don't forget about her. But when you get in the ring with Billie Starkz and being the friend, how do you put that aside and go? It's business time.
I mean, it's all love. It's just a little friendly competition.
Yeah, I can't imagine like wrestling like a best friend. I wouldn't know what to do, especially if I had to play the face heel dynamic. That's why you guys are so talented, because I'd be giggling the whole time, like I just kicked you, I just punched you in the face. But that's why I'm
No, I think
sitting over here.
it really is true what they say. You do have the best matches with your friends, because me and Billy just have the best chemistry together. I think I've had some of my best matches with her.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot right now. Are you coming away tomorrow night at Black Label Pro with that W?
You already know it's Big Rach in the house.
That's what
This is
I'm
my
saying.
city.
I'm just making sure. I'm just
This is
making
my
sure.
city.
Yeah, you think she's gonna come in here and take it? No. Speaking of which, at Black Label Pro, we touched on it a little bit. They're part of the Square Circle Expo tomorrow, this whole weekend in Indianapolis, which is a huge deal. This is Black Label Pro's return.
Oh,
I've missed them.
I did too.
They put on such a great show. I've been to a few of them over the years. What about Black Label Pro keeps bringing you back and drawing you back as a promotion?
Black Label Pro's home.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to really give me a chance, and they ran with me, and they trusted me, and they still keep believing in me, and I love that. And I'll forever have a home in Black Label Pro.
That's awesome. I was down there in Chicago. I went to the Chicago one a couple years back. It's when Sean Ross Sapp was on the card.
Oh,
and I think you wrestled Maki Ito.
I did. I remember.
And I was there, and I was just watching you two kind of interact and like plan out your match. And it was just one of the coolest things for me to. I was just like, this is so cool to see. Like you guys had like a really fun chemistry at that match. So shout out to you. Shout out to Black Label Pro. We're so glad they're back. You won last year. You're claiming you're winning this year. You're just keeping the streak alive, which I love. Now, like I mentioned, Square Circle Expo is part of this. It's a wrestling convention. Who's Rachel Armstrong seeking out? Who are we going to get that picture with? Maybe get that autograph from? Maybe just try to pick their brain, because there's going to be an immense amount of wrestling talent in Indianapolis for 2 days.
I want to hit everybody I can, to be honest with you. I hope to find the Boogeyman.
Oh, really? You like the Boogeyman?
I love the Boogeyman. He's one of my besties.
He still scares me to this day.
You can't get past this look.
Hopefully, well, I have childhood trauma from him coming out with worms in his mouth, so I'm just like, oh, still shakes me, still shakes. So the Boogeyman, huh? Who else? There's got to be somebody else maybe you haven't met yet that's going to be there that you're like, I would love to talk to that person.
I don't know if Mickey James going to be there?
I don't know off the top of my head. I wouldn't be shocked if she wasn't there. She's usually at those things. Mickey, if you watch this, let us know if you're going to be there, because Rachel would like to talk to you. Was that somebody that you would like to lace it up again?
I would love to have a one-on-one conversation with Mickey James and Go Kim.
Yeah, that I think that's doable. I bet you if we looked at that list, they're probably there. Yeah, maybe one or two. Yeah, I didn't look at the whole list because they keep making announcements. I'm getting a lot of FOMO. It's hard to keep up with. I'm getting a lot of FOMO. I had plans to go, but the dad duties have called this weekend. Little League Baseball.
Oh, that's exciting.
Opening
weather's permitting. It's gonna be outside.
Weather permitting. It is pretty nice today. Hopefully it stays that way here in Indianapolis or Indiana overall. You know how it goes. One day it can change. One day it goes back and forth.
Yeah, you know.
So you talked about you'd love to talk to Mickey James. You'd love to talk to Gail Kim. In the wrestling space, you have wrestled some of like the who's in professional, like Shaza McKenzie, Deonna Purrazzo, Kylie Ray, Masha, Jordan Grace. What match of yours overall in your career do you look back on and go, you know what, that's the one that if I was going to submit this to somebody to say, this is who I am and this is what I'm all about, this is the match?
Believe it or not, it's me versus Billie Starkz at the Revolver Grand Prix. To this day, that's still my favorite match I've had.
Yeah? Very cool, very cool. So on that same vein, who would you most want to lace it up with that you haven't gotten to yet?
Oh, there's too many girls to list.
We got time. We got time.
Oh my gosh. Maya World, Zeta Steele, Brittany Brooks, I've never had a one-on-one with her yet. Jocelyn Navarro, we haven't got our full potential in there yet. Kylie Ray, I haven't had a one-on-one with her. Hayan. Too many. Jada Stone. we met kind of early on at a OVW for a little bit, but I haven't seen her very much recently. But we both grown tremendously since we kind of had our first one on one. So I'd love to mix it up with Jada Stone again pretty soon too.
Isn't that kind of wild to look at your career and go, I'm so young into it and I've already accomplished so much, but yet I still have all of this that I want to accomplish, all these people I want to wrestle. Like, how do you navigate maybe for, again, like I always try to think of like if I was a up and coming wrestler and I was going to watch this, how do you navigate the, hey, I've already done so much, but I'm still hungrier than ever to do all of this other stuff. What's your mindset and how do you navigate that for maybe somebody that would be watching this that has like, oh, I could hang my hat on this list of wrestlers that Pluggo just mentioned.
No, it's motivating, and it really makes it easier to be determined for it too, because like as you grow and you start getting like a little bit more opportunities and you start getting on that up and up, it's really motivating to keep feeding off of that energy. So it makes you more determined to do better with where you're at, like and training to get better, to be on those shows and with those people, and you know, I think you have to be really determined for that, and you can't like you have to use that as motivation. Like I get too upset with myself sometimes about things, and it's like you shouldn't even be here. Like you shouldn't even be like, you know, you got here because you're working hard for it. You got
Yeah.
here because you're following what you're supposed to be doing. So it's you just gotta stay determined.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. You're super inspirational. I gotta be honest. I'm like, yeah, you're darn right. I
I
gotta keep
try,
I
man.
gotta keep on keeping on over here.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that a lot. Because again, it's the same. It's just like I always try to look at it from a perspective of like, because this is like how I got into this is like, oh my God, I get to do this, I get to do that. And it's like I've already
Yeah.
done all these things, but okay, let's build off this. Let's
It gets
keep
more
it
exciting every time.
yeah, let's keep it going. I don't ever want to lose that feeling of like
Yeah, you're just
complacency.
chasing that excitement. That's what's so
Yeah.
motivating. Like that's what's like so cool about it though.
Very good. And speaking of motivation and speaking of goals, we are at like the quarter point of 2025. It's almost the end of April. So like I said, you got Square Circle Expo. I don't want to keep want to say city, but Square Circle Expo tonight. If this is coming out tomorrow, whatever, tomorrow night, tonight, however we're gonna drop this. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. We'll just figure this
Hey,
out.
it's okay. It's the end of the
But
week.
but what are some of your goals left for 2025 that you would like to accomplish this year?
One of my biggest goals is to get out to the West Coast a lot more this year, and I'm also trying to plan an international tour for the end of the year. Don't like, I'm not making any promises because I'm trying. I just moved into like a new apartment, so I'm trying to get my life together a little bit right now. But
Fair.
an international tour is probably my main goal, and getting to the West Coast a little bit more too.
Okay, so we got to make that happen. An
Yeah, we
international
do.
tour. West Coast internationally, what specific international area would you like to go? Would you like to go to the European side, Japan? Maybe
I'm really not sure yet what I'm planning, but essentially, I want to go everywhere. I want to be like a well decorated, like, I want to train everywhere and, like, experience everything. So I just want to be more broad, I guess. More, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. More well put together
more
in terms
well
of,
rounded, more
yes, 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 more well rounded.
versatile. Fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think you could do that. And we hear, I hear a lot of interviews of people that do the overseas run, and they say, I picked up this from over there, and I picked up that from over there, and now I incorporate it into what I do, and it's made me a better wrestler. So
Yes.
I really hope that we can get that going for you, and you can make that happen because I think the sky is the limit for you. I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here. I think you're one of my favorite independent wrestlers on the
Oh,
scene.
thank you.
So like I said, when we were able to lock this up, I was like, heck yeah, let's get this done. Um,
I'm crossing my fingers. I hope it happens.
I'll get a couple more questions for you. Maybe for somebody that hasn't seen Rachel Armstrong wrestle. Little Rachel, as they said on Cage Match, is your nickname, which, by the way, you may be
I don't know where that
dubbed
came
Little
from.
Rachel, but you wrestle big. What could the fans expect from a match from Rachel Armstrong if they were to come out live and see you in the city near them?
Oh, you're gonna get happy, smiley, have a good time, Rachel. You're gonna get ferocious, not standing down from anybody, Rachel. You're gonna get super energetic, flippy, like go crazy, Rachel. Like I don't know, it's just a mix of energy. So that's my best way to explain it. But
Can
I
contest.
think that's kind of cool though, because energy is just so quick. I guess energy is just unpredictable. So
Yeah, when you get out when your music hits, and I can attest to this. I've been to a few of your matches in person. You said you don't stand down from anybody. I watched you get in the face of Shane Mercer, which I'm more power to you. Oof, I don't know how you did that.
I'm Big Rage. I can't
That's
stand
right.
down.
That's right. That's
I
right.
stand my ground.
I was like, Rachel, what are you doing? He's so big. But the crowd gets into it. They're all backing you. They're all behind you. They're all chanting your name. What is that feeling like for you?
It's indescribable. That's literally the best feeling in the world. Like that's what is the real motivation is the fans. I can't even describe to you the bonds that I've made with people just through wrestling that I never thought I would have with somebody, because I was just a shy girl. I don't know. I just did my homework and went to school, and like I was just a goody two shoes. Like I never thought like I'd be the one that'd be like inspiring people. I thought I'd be sitting at a desk at an office job or something. But I never
Yeah.
thought this could be me for real. And I
So
took a chance to get that started, and it makes it more special just because I had to be brave and conquer that so that I could shine through to somebody else. And that is what is inspiring to me.
now, is that an extension of you as a person? You said
Yes.
you might have been at a desk being a shy, nerdy, just quiet person.
Yeah, like if I
Oh, is
never,
that you
if I never
outside
took
of
a
the ring?
chance, yeah, I'm so shy. Like I never would have done anything like this or thought I could, but I took that. This is the only dream I've ever had. And I took a chance on it.
Has that helped you and vice versa in real life? You're like, now I'm a little bit more outgoing because hey, I can get in that ring and
Yeah,
I
it's
can
like
get.
night and day the person I was before compared
That's
to now.
awesome.
Wrestling just made me such a better like not even a better person, but just it just made me be able to express myself instead of keeping it on side because I was too nervous to say something to somebody.
Very cool. Okay. So I've gone through the wrestling history. We've talked about the dream matches. We've talked about your start. We've talked about Indianapolis. I got one hard hitting question for you at the end
Uh-oh.
before we wrap this up. I was scrolling through Twitter doing some research for today, and I noticed that a few weeks ago you said you made homemade mac and cheese. Now, I have to ask because people take their mac and cheese very seriously. And the last few Thanksgivings here at my household, I have attempted to make homemade mac and cheese. And year one, I botched it. And my daughter has yet to let me live it down.
Oh
I
no.
overshot some things and it just didn't quite work out. Then in year two, I vastly improved. But yet, I still feel like there's some room for improvement. So, what is the secret, Rachel Armstrong, to your homemade mac and cheese that maybe I could steal from you and use this upcoming Thanksgiving at the Pluggo household?
I mean, I don't really have a secret. I just followed the recipe online. So I don't know. I just was craving it one night and I was like, I'm gonna make this and I'm gonna try it because I just moved into my apartment. I've been learning how to cook. This is my time to shine. Learn how to cook for myself. I've been meal prepping and everything. So I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I just got all the stuff and I followed the recipe and it came out all right.
Now, are you a creamier mac and cheese type, or do you like the crunchy edges? You like what was the recipe?
Kind of like a mix of both. Okay, so what I did, I melted like a couple tablespoons of butter in a pan. I mixed in my seasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I added some heavy cream, mixed
Oh,
that
you made the
around.
cheese sauce from scratch.
Yeah, yeah, I was really
Oh,
trying. I'm
okay,
in my chef
okay,
era right now.
okay.
I'm in my chef era right now.
Chef Rachel cooking it up.
I'm trying to.
Oh man, maybe that's what I did wrong. I didn't make my own cheese sauce. I just, that could be the.
I mean, I was just taking a shot at it. I didn't know if it was gonna come out good or not, but I was just determined to learn how to cook. So I was like, I'm gonna try to make it.
Well, now I got another.
It came
Well, I
out.
got
It came
one.
out good though. It came out
Awesome.
good though. I can't lie.
What other things is Chef Rachel known for?
I think I perfected my chicken, which is great because I absolutely love like some grilled chicken.
Yeah, there you go. Heck,
So yeah.
barbecued. See, like you like which
Oh,
barbecued, blackened,
I just cook it in the
grilled.
cast iron.
Oh, cast iron. Heck yeah, I love a good cast iron. I have a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, we could talk about food all day.
Yeah, we're gonna have to because I'm trying to figure out. I get lost because I just don't know what to cook, so I have to think of things that I want to try to make.
I love to cook. I love to mix it up in the kitchen. I love to improvise. Mac and cheese for some reason is either hit or miss with me. I'm
Yeah.
getting better. There are certain dishes that I'm like, I know how to cook it, but I don't want to screw it up. So that's
Yeah,
one of them. Because if you screw up a mac and cheese, like I said, you don't hear the end of it for years.
Yeah,
But
there's some things that can't be let go for some people.
but from homemade mac and cheese from Chef Rachel to tomorrow night or tonight, whenever you're watching this Square Circle Expo, Black Label Pro, you're taking on Zoe Lucas, you're taking on Billie Starkz. You said you were going to get your hype. You said you were going to get the dub. Before I let you go, I want you to take the floor and let them two know what they can expect coming from Big Rach tomorrow night.
You guys are getting the biggest reach because you
Ooh.
guys are coming to my city tomorrow. My city. I'm defending my city. It's Big Rach in the house.
Big Rach in Naptown. Watch out, Billy. Watch out, Zoe. And then last but not least, why don't you let the people know where they can find you, where they can follow you? Maybe you have some other stuff coming up that you'd like to plug right here. This is your floor.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram is my main social media kind of. Well, Instagram and X. It's Armstrong 18 Rach on X, and it's Rachel _ Armstrong on Instagram.
Very cool. And everybody knows who I am over here at Love Wrestling. I am Pluggo. Search Pluggo. My face pops up. You'll want to keep it locked in here at Love Wrestling CA for all sorts of other stuff that we've got coming down the pipe. Rachel, thank you 1,000 times over for this. This was a ton of fun. I'm rooting for you as a fellow Hoosier. Make sure that Indianapolis looks strong tomorrow in that match, and you got this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Until next time, everybody. Peace.